What up, guys? Welcome back. So, out in the shop today, and we are messing with the Mustang. Probably doing stuff for no reason at all, because more than likely this thing is still not going to make its way down the track. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I had issues the last time I took the car out. I couldn't adjust the rear coilovers. One of the knobs was broken. I ended up finding a new knob from Summit for these coilovers. Bolted it on. It was kind of a bolt-on deal. I don't know if I got the old one in here. No, I don't. But now one side has more clicks than the other side. So I'm going to switch the knobs, see if it follows the knob. Maybe one of the knobs is just wore out. But we're working on getting the car shook down, and we're taking it to Eddyville, Iowa this weekend for a Mustang event. So got to get it sorted out, checked out, ready to go. And in the process, I'm going to do something. Let me show you what I'm working on. On the Mustang here, we got this nice big grill for air to pass through to go to the turbo and the radiator. A majority of it probably goes into the radiator, and the other majority of it probably goes around, or into the radiator, into the turbo. And the other part of it probably literally comes through here and just goes around the radiator. You know, all the fin density that's in that radiator might be really thick, so the air is just going to find its least path of resistance, going to be like around it. And we don't want that. We don't want to go, you know, like that. One more time, just like that. So I think we're going to make a little plate here with like a divider on this side to kind of deflect air for the radiator and for the turbo. So I've got some cardboard here. I'm going to lay out, cut up a little template, show you what we got, and then see if we can make something out of some sheet aluminum I got laying over here in the corner. But anyways, let's get into it. I got my template all made up. Let me show you what we got. It's about 17 pieces of cardboard taped together, and this is our template. So like I said, it's about 17 pieces of cardboard taped together, but show you how it fits and kind of what I was getting after here. So there are going to be bends, and like I said, I'm going to make this out of aluminum, so there's going to be a bend here. It'll kind of tuck back in there, and there's going to be a bend here, and basically it's going to look something like this. Minus, basically it's going to look like this. That flap won't be so flimsy. It'll sit like this, and then you'll have a direct path to the radiator. So yeah, that should definitely help direct air to the radiator. I guess I'm going to get it marked out on a piece of aluminum, try and get it rough cut out, and we'll start putting some bends in it and shaping this thing. And then we'll probably just, honestly, rivet it to the, I don't know if we'll rivet it. I don't know how we're going to fasten it on there. I guess we'll see. Well, we got our fan deflector air thing made, just like that. I put rivets in it. I put washers underneath of them. I don't know if they're going to stay, if they're going to hold. I scratched it after I painted it, and had this little bump here. I thought about cutting that out, so I ended up cutting it and then bending it because I didn't have drill bits. I have drill bits, obviously, because I had to drill these holes. But I was being very impatient, so I didn't want to walk into the other shop, grab drill bits, so I just bent it and then welded it and kind of shaped it there. But now the air will be deflected right through the radiator, and then it won't have the option to go up and around it. So it's pretty much going to be forced to go through it. Obviously there's some stuff down here, so there's obviously it can go down here, but which is also okay because the fan will be pulling, so it should have a harder time trying to escape around it with this on here. And then now we got like a little thing here, so the air gets deflected over there to the turbo ski. But I like that a lot better because now it doesn't have this big empty hole right there. Looks pretty good. Now I need to clean up the shop. get ready to, well, I do have a couple more things I need to do to the car. I need to get the battery cutoff switch working. It stopped working, or maybe it's never worked. I don't know. But I got to get the battery cutoff done. And I was going to put the engine diaper on it, but I don't think they actually checked for it up there. So my main concern is the belts, make sure the belts are still in date, and the battery cutoff switch. So I'm going to get to that stuff. And then we will be getting this car loaded up and headed up to Eddyville, Iowa. What up? It's early. Well, it's not super early. It's like 7 o'clock, 7:30 actually. And we'll load it up today. We got the Bloodstain. And we're headed up to an event that I've never been to before. I've just recently found out about it. But it is called the Stang Invasion. It's up in basically Des Moines, Iowa. And yeah, we don't know what it's about. But we're locked and loaded, we're headed there. We're gonna be a little bit late, but we'll see what it's like when we get there. Well, we made it out here, and there's not many race car Mustangs. I think I've seen 3 on trailers. Everything else is like street car Mustang. There's a bunch of them over there, but they're like half a dozen trailers over here, and that's it. So we're getting unloaded, get set up. This is basically just a test and tune, more or less, but we'll get the tent set up and go to tech, make sure everything's good there, and then get to it. We got the car unloaded, we're just kind of wandering around, but we're gonna go up and do our first pass here in just a minute, see how it goes. It's not looking too promising because everything's on street tires, so I don't think they prepped the track, but we're gonna go make a pass, see what happens, and they're getting ready to start a burnout contest here in just a minute, so we're only gonna get 1 lick before they do that, and then we'll probably strategize and figure something out. That first pass sucked real bad. That was not good. As you can see there, all it did was spin the tire. So what we're gonna do now is, they're not prepping the track. So I think I'm gonna make a bar change, see if I can hit it a little harder. I may just try that for now. I may just try a bar change, see if it does anything any different. So I'm gonna get it jacked up, crawl underneath there and make that change, and we'll try it again. So we made a couple changes, by a couple more than we probably should have. Put some bar angle in it to try and get to hit the tire harder. We are going to lower the tire pressure just a couple pounds. And I put a launch retard in to pull some timing out of it to try and get it to not hit the tire, or not spin the tire. So it probably won't work, but we're going to try it. So we're going to find out. So we're gonna load this tune-up in, put my clothes on, and then make a pass. I'm gonna have to put this car on a slick because I don't know shit about suspension tuning for radials. I can't get this shit figured out to save my life. It actually 60-footed slower that pass, but I just took the boost out of it, and that's the only reason it got any better. But yeah, first pass went 196 60 foot. That pass went on 198, so it actually got worse. I just pedaled it a bunch, so that pass was trash. Ah, man. I'm so much better at this stuff when it's not me driving, it's not my car. Yeah, that was terrible. It went on 198 60 foot The video shows how shit it was. This thing has always bounced around a bunch in the rear end. No matter what tire's been on it, it's always bounced around. So I've played with the suspension settings. I don't know if it's a coil spring issue. Maybe I need to like reevaluate the springs that are on this thing. The front end just hammers, like, and it's not even that low in the front. I mean, I can fit 2 fingers on top of the tire. I mean, it's low, but it's not that low. And this thing just, you can hear it beats the hell out of the strut when you're hitting bumps, like it's bottoming out. So, and I don't want to raise it up anymore. Maybe put some preload on the spring. Maybe that'll do it. But with the front end, like if you add preload to the spring, then it also adjusts the ride height, I think. Which I don't want to do. I don't know. I need to figure out the suspension shit on this car. I had hopes that the bar change I made before I came was going to do something, and it didn't do anything. I guess if you compare it to me changing the bar again this last pass, where it was originally, it slowed down. So I guess in theory it got a little better. But I knocked 5 degrees of timing out of it, ramped it in for like 4 seconds. Yeah, and it was just shit. That was just a shit pass too. It still went like 104 mile an hour, and I was all over the place, I think. But I don't know. I may throw in the towel and just call it a day and reevaluate some stuff. I need to just send it to a chassis guy and have him set it up, because I don't know shit about it. So maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll hit somebody up and see if somebody can set this freaking thing up. But I'm gonna load this car up, pick up all my tools. I think it's gonna rain. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, guys. So that was the end of our trip to Iowa, and it sucked. It was not very good at all. We did learn some things, though. We learned that for sure this car with this gear ratio, it has a 410 gear in it, does not like to leave the starting line in first gear. This was my fourth. This is my 4th trip out with the car since I've owned it. 2 trips were with the 6.2. We made one earlier this year in April and had the same problems we had today. Just not wanting to leave the starting line. One of the first event that we took the car to last year was the King of 28s race here in Kansas City. There's an old video on it. I'll put a little link to it up here. Check that out. We had it figured out that day by leaving in 2nd gear. For some odd reason, I was going to change the gear to solve this problem, but this rear end has the strange, what is it, like the HD Pro gear in it, and that thing's like $800. So I decided not to do that, and in turn, my only option now to get this thing to leave the way I need to leave to have a better starting line ratio is to leave in 2nd. Only downfall of leaving in 2nd is you have to get really aggressive with it to get it to leave in 2nd, because the Turbo 400 first gear is the Turbo 400 2nd gear is basically just like the 148 Power Glide. So you have to get really aggressive with it, especially with this 5.3, to get it to leave. That's how we did it in the King of 28s race, and I think the car went like 620s that day. But we're gonna have to figure it out. So I'm already amped up to go back to the track, and hopefully this week I'll get it back out, try and do another test session with it. We'll try and go up to US 36, see if we can leave in 2nd and see what happens with the car then. If we can get it to go down, then we can turn the boost up, because I was only on like 8 or 9 pounds of boost trying to test today, and it just didn't work. But yeah, so more videos coming up for the Bloodstone. We are going to get this thing to go down the track, and I'm going to hit that goal, that 550. That's my goal with this car. It always has been. Going faster obviously would be way cool, but to me, building this thing in the garage with my tools and what little experience I have, you know, to be able to run 550s with this thing in the eighth is basically an 850 car in the quarter. That's personal best for me. The fastest I've ever gone was 940s in my Honda, so we'll get there, guys. Just hang along and we'll see what we can break in the process. But thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, comment, like, subscribe. Go check out the website, mremotorsports.com. Get you some merch, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Our way back home after our crappy test session, and we're in like Albia, Iowa, and there's this beautiful memorial here. Battlefield Cross. A serviceman and woman is lost. The battlefield has become customary to arrange their boots, rifle, helmet, configuration. Man, that's hard to read. Oh.